Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and on today's show we'll chat with Quincy College President Rick DeCristofaro, get an update on how they're coping during the pandemic. First, though, we check weather and news for you. Currently in Quincy, little hazy sunshine, 50 degrees. Not a bad day today, actually. Clouds will be increasing, but it'll be mild with highs in the mid-50s this afternoon. Chilling down tonight as our nor'easter blows in later with wind and rain. Lows tonight into the lower 40s, and a stormy Saturday on tap. We've got rain and winds during the day. It'll switch over to some wet snow in the afternoon. Probably leave a couple of inches of heavy, slushy, wet snow by tomorrow night, as temperatures tomorrow night will dip down around 30 degrees. Maybe a flurry around on Sunday. Otherwise, increasing sunshine. Chilly, though. Sunday's highs only in the upper 30s. Staying rather cool here on Monday with a mix of sun and clouds, and Monday's highs again only in the upper 30s. Again, some sunshine, 50 in Quincy right now. In the news today, City of Quincy following the state and the country and seeing an increase in coronavirus cases. As of yesterday, there were 550 active cases in Quincy, with 61 new cases confirmed yesterday. Now, Quincy's positivity rate is also higher at 3.57%, although Quincy remains in the yellow category on the state's risk assessment map. There have been 138 deaths. The full Quincy City Council expected to approve the sale of the final 2 parcels of city-owned land at the former Hancock parking lot in Quincy Center. The Ordinance Committee of the City Council did approve the sale of that property to LBC Developers of Boston for $4.8 million. LBC presented a plan for 2 new apartment buildings with 350 units and some ground-level retail and commercial space. A parking for those new buildings would be provided under the new buildings and at the new city-owned 712-space parking garage. LBC also developed the nearby Nova Residences apartments and some other apartment buildings on Hancock Street in Quincy Center. Well, Thanksgiving was a little bit brighter this year for about 1,000 homeless South Shore residents, thanks to Father Bill's and Mainspring homeless shelters of Quincy and Brockton. Despite the pandemic, the agency provided approximately 1,000 Thanksgiving meals through their delivery program. That marked the most meals the agency has ever provided in one day in its over 30-year history. The traditional in-person meals were replaced with the meal deliveries and some small socially distanced gatherings at the Quincy and Brockton shelters. Father Bill's contracted with a catering company this year for those meals, and about 60 volunteers helped assemble and deliver the meals. A convicted sex offender is charged with trying to rob 2 girls at the Quincy Center T station at knife point recently. Police say 31-year-old Vernon Shepard pulled a double-edged knife on those girls last Friday night and demanded money. They managed to escape unharmed. Shepard was arrested at the MBTA police headquarters, charged with attempted armed robbery and carrying a dangerous weapon. Police say Shepard was wearing a homemade bulletproof vest. In 2010, Shepard was convicted of attacking and trying to sexually assault a woman in Boston. Quincy police searching for a suspect in connection with a recent armed robbery at a local convenience store. A man armed with a gun reportedly held up the 7-Eleven on Franklin Street. Police say the suspect entered the store on the evening of November 23rd, pointed a handgun at a clerk, and then fled with up to $1,000 in cash. Suspect was described as a black male about 5'8" and 25 years old. Last seen wearing camouflage pants and a black hooded sweatshirt. He fled on foot. No one was hurt. Well, Quincy Center certainly showing its holiday spirit despite the pandemic, although the traditional in-person Christmas lighting ceremony could not be held this year. Mayor Thomas Koch was joined by a special visitor recently to illuminate the Hancock Adams Common.
2, 1. Merry Christmas.
Stay
Happy
safe.
New Year.
Merry Christmas.
The mayor said that holiday decorations are also up in the Wollaston and North Quincy business districts. Coming up, we will chat with Quincy College President Rick DeCristofaro next.
Hey, Massachusetts, what do you want to get back to?
Giving hugs, seeing my friends.
Taking my wife dancing.
I want to get back to taking my kids on play dates.
I want to get back to Fenway.
I want to get back to partying.
We've worked hard, but we're not there yet. So we still need to wear a mask that covers your nose and mouth. Keep our distance, at least 6 feet apart. And get tested. It's free and available. We can get back masks. Learn how at mass.gov/getback.
I believe that anybody can turn their life around. They just gotta wanna, and they gotta have some belief.
Now more than ever, we need to do our part to prevent the spread of illnesses like the flu. Getting a flu shot will lower the chances of a serious illness and help keep you and your loved ones out of the hospital. Now's the time. Get your flu shot today.
Hello, I'm Sandra Harris, President of AARP Massachusetts. It's the little things that can make a big difference in someone's life. Giving someone a genuine compliment, making a surprise phone call to a loved one, helping an isolated neighbor get groceries. During the pandemic and beyond, it's important that we come together as a community to care for one another and to connect in these small but powerful ways. Visit aarp.org/reachoutma for ideas on how you can brighten someone's day.
Remember.
Honor. Teach.
Join us on Saturday, December 19th for National Wreaths Across America Day. To find a location in your community, go to wreathsacrossamerica.org.
Checking in now with Quincy College President, Dr. Richard DeCristofaro, for a little update on how the college is coping during the pandemic and also how he's coping during his new role.
Yes.
Hey, Rick, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Joe. I hope all is well with you.
Thank you. All is well here. Appreciate that. Appreciate the time to talk to you. First time publicly, at least since you've been appointed college president.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm glad to be there. QATV is tremendous and what you offer, the services. And I hope the college becomes more part of QATV going on. So we can talk about that at some time. But, you know, the transition, you figure I made the transition from Friday, June 13th, and I started here on Monday, June 16th. So I had that weekend to do something. I think it was probably moving in, but very, very exciting, very exciting. I'm so appreciative of the opportunity. And, you know, I want to make sure, though, I congratulate Kevin Mulvey, Superintendent Kevin Mulvey. You know, I once introduced him as a gentleman with a very quiet strength. And that's what he is. And I think over there, he's made a lot of really great decisions, along with the Quincy School Committee, of course, and his team. But he's going to be a wonderful, wonderful superintendent. He gets it. He loves kids, loves families, respects education tremendously. So I just want to make sure I wish him the very, very, very best. And the Quincy School Committee as well. And Mayor Koch, I do have the honor of continuing my very supportive relationship with the mayor. He's been unbelievable there in QPS, and he really loves this college as well as he loves Quincy. So, doing that, working there and then transitioning, and also the Quincy City Council, I wanted to make sure that because we are a municipal college and they do play a role, and I'm very appreciative of their support as well. And then coming into transition with the Board of Governors, Paul Barbadero is the chairperson there, and he's very, very capable. The Board of Governors has played, I think, a critical role into where we are today in the college. After, a lot of reorganization, looking at the budget, looking at staffing, they made, with the president, made a lot of really key decisions. One in particular was a balanced budget. So they required a balanced budget, which required extensive reorganization. So we're there. Our budget is balanced. We have increasing our reserves. So we're doing all those things that get us on our way and move forward. So.
Yeah, as you well know, of course, the city had to pick up the health insurance costs for the college this year due to the pandemic, really, more than anything else. Is that, something that you hope will resolve itself in the future?
Yes, I do. And that's why, I wanted to mention the city council, because the mayor, of course, shares that with the city council, and the city council understands that that it was something that helped us get to where we are today. And I'm hoping that, little by little in the next 3 years anyway, that we just do our own benefits and help ourselves, and not look for that support. But it is a municipal college, so there may be different parts of the budget that we would require or request support. But we're very appreciative of the city council for allowing that. Correct.
I'm sure you're very well aware that colleges in general are having, admission and financial struggles during this pandemic. How is Quincy College faring?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I mean, when I look at other community colleges, not that we're a community college, but when we look at other colleges, we fared very, very well. And I think, a part of this transition from Quincy Public Schools, K-12 to higher ed, is this constant, 90% of our budget is enrollment. So it's this constant work from our enrollment team, enrollment management team, our marketing team, to make sure it's out there, that we are certainly open. We certainly have so many great programs, and I'll mention those as we go. But yeah, I think we've done very well. And again, what the board did, the College Board of Governors did, was they told the administration, you can rely on a deficit, of a certain amount of enrollment, but not too much. You guys need to do your JOB, and certainly the college did. So we were down probably about 4 or 5%, where other colleges were 15, 20, 25% down. It just shows that we're small, but we are very, very dependent on our enrollment, very dependent. So that's what we do. And the difference in QPS and here is that we're right back in it again for spring. There's no rest for the weary, but that's how the college operates. And I think once we put into a lot of teams, and one of those enrollment management teams really does an excellent job. And it's there are representatives from all over the college. So everyone's in it together, rowing the boat in the same way.
What's the current status, Rick, of classes? Is it a hybrid model? Is it fully online, fully in person? What's going on?
Yeah, we're hybrid in regard to our select programs, our physical therapy program, our medical lab program, our nursing program, and I'm going to forget the surgical tech program. They're coming in because they're so dependent on lab work. All others are remote, and our staff, faculty comes in one day a week to meet, to talk about, really, because going online was, and I'm sure in the school system as well, is really, you got to get to a point where you're comfortable with that, with not having students right in front of you, not having that kind of face-to-face reality sort of education that is so important. So faculty's done a really great job. We have what we call Quality Matters, and so our courses are Quality Matters licensed or certified. So many of the courses are, and we're working towards that. But the faculty here has done a really, really great job in adapting to this. I'm not going to say new normal, because I'm hoping it goes away soon. Yeah.
Was it ever fully online, maybe at the outbreak of the pandemic?
I wasn't here, Joe, but I think it was. I think in that March time, that early March to late March, I think they were, until they really got going and everyone got their legs underneath them and then started that remote piece. So I'm pretty sure they were fully remote. The problem is that, again, with those select programs, you need lab time. I mean, that's required to go to the next step, to take the tests, to get the licenses.
Sure. That's what I was curious about. Will this model of learning impact, the students' academic achievement in the future?
Yeah. It's interesting. No matter where you are in education, I think some people will think that, this type of learning is fine. It's never going to be the same as face-to-face ever, because of that connection that we have with each other as human beings, that we can judge each other, we can talk, and you can look around the classroom and understand who really needs a bit of support, who gets it, who needs support, and then make sure they get that support. So within the select programs, we have a lot of tutoring going on as well. So that's going to be fine, because that's still face-to-face. The others, we have a ton of tutorial online. It may not be as effective, but we're trying to make sure that the academic rigor, and what these students need, they're getting from our faculty.
Yeah, and I'm sure you find that students help each other too when they're in person.
You're absolutely right, and I think that's the goodness part of it. We can create teams administratively, but I think as kind of student colleagues, they get it and they need support. And these select programs, I think there are pockets that are meeting to talk about things, to reassure each other, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that they can get there. So part of that that's kind of a nice part, because you got to work in teams in order, no matter where you go, whether you work from the nursing to a hospital, it's always about getting along with teams and being a team member. Yeah.
Taking college classes online is certainly nothing new. It's been around for quite a while. Do you see anything continuing like this at Quincy College post-pandemic?
Absolutely, yeah. We have what we call SARA, and SARA is an acronym like so many other acronyms. I'm still learning here. That gives us the ability to do online within the state. We've applied and gotten accepted by the New England College, the Higher Ed College Association, to now go the online, but we can extend it. Now we can really offer associate degrees, not only in Massachusetts, with all we have, but also all over the country. So we're working at that. I mean, you need staffing to do that. So we got to build our budget. As we build our budget, we'll build that program. But we do have the ability to do that, and I think that will certainly be great for the college, but also, I think, for us, we need to build to get there. Everything's got to be incrementally improved. So we're working, but that's a great question, because it's going to be ever present, certainly at Quincy College.
Yeah, and do you think maybe in some ways it expands the reach of the college to students that might not normally be able to attend in person?
Yeah, it really does. When we started talking about it, I said, how many Quincy's are there in the United States, that we can find out whether they have a local college, and maybe we can kind of partner up that way, So we're looking at a lot of different ways, but I think it is something that does expand, increases enrollment, increases our faculty, and increases the way that our faculty reaches students, not only in Massachusetts, everywhere else. As we improve that, as our faculty improves that, the communication is improved, and I'm hoping to expand that program.
Prior to your tenure, of course, there was an ambitious goal of making Quincy College a
4-year school. Has this been set back a little bit?
No, I'm not going to let that happen because I think what we're working on now is what hasn't been done in the past few years, Joe, is this connection, especially to Quincy High School and North Quincy High School. So we have been working on, when I was superintendent and now here, working on what we call academic pathways. We have dual enrollment, so they can take some courses there, get college credit. When I was superintendent, it was great. When I'm here now, I'm saying, well, yeah, you're getting credit. Would you come to Quincy College, please? A different side of the fence. So we've created these pathways, say in criminal justice and early childhood education, in computer science, in our health programs. So to offer these students this pathway at decreased cost, and then you take these courses and then come to Quincy College. So we have the dual enrollment, academic pathways, creating a really nice academic pathway, I think, in biotechnology with Ed Smith over at the high school and our science people. So you have the dual enrollment, you have pathways, and that next thing is we're working right now, and I'm hoping every single day for good news from State Street Foundation. We're looking at early college high school, which would mean that Quincy High School, North Quincy High School, grade 11, grade 12 students could be actually taking these courses towards their associate's degree while they're at Quincy and North Quincy High School.
Oh.
Now, how does that help? That helps us with enrollment, of course, selfishly, but it really helps these students, many underrepresented, whether they be students of color, whether they be lower, the economically challenged, type of thing. Those students that may not even think they would go to college, be really ready, to come to Quincy College to finish their associate's degree. So when you have the pathways, you have dual enrollment, early college, high school, I'm hoping any day, because they were here, they interviewed Quincy Public Schools, they interviewed Quincy College people, and I think we're really, really poised to make a great difference there. So we get that, and now we move into, right now we're working with the Department of Higher Education to offer one course for a baccalaureate beginning in September. So, that most likely would be in business. We've surveyed the students, we've surveyed the staff, faculty here to say, what do you think of this step, because you're right, they did that in, I think in 2017. I don't know what happened, why it didn't come to fruition, but I want to make sure that there's this academic rigor pathway from high school to the college and beyond. So if we can have a baccalaureate, now they can finish out. And if it's in business, fine, and then extend from there. So people here are very excited about that. And but they also know we've done this before. They've been through a little bit of this before, especially with the baccalaureate. So we want to make sure that we don't disappoint, and we reach out to the community and let them know that we have these pathways for students to become college students and then go beyond. And we also have articulation agreements with a bunch of colleges, but I'd like to start the baccalaureate so we do everything right here. And it's convenient, it's affordable, and I think this, that within our nursing program, within our sciences, those life science programs, these students, when they leave, they get jobs immediately.
Yep.
So everything we do needs to be industry based. Has to have that foundation. It can't be these other courses that would like to have students and then see where they go. Everything we do is industry based, and so these students get jobs when they leave.
Well, I mean, we're seeing, how important the biotech industry is during this pandemic. It's the only way, really, that we're going to get back to normal is through science. So these jobs, maybe even more demand in the future.
Oh, I think they will be. In our labs, it's very interesting. Our labs at Saddle Hall, where all our sciences are, they are all state of the art. They had a National Science Foundation, and you may remember probably about 5 years ago. That they have funding every year to upgrade labs. So they have their labs. I was over there the other day. The work they are doing that I don't understand, of course, with protein and all this stuff. These students are unbelievable. So that pathway for our students at Quincy and North, critical. I mean, that is immediate, it's a career. It's an immediate career builder, and you got enzyme, you got Amgen, you have Genzyme. You have Pfizer. A lot of these people are on our advisory board, so we need to work with the advisory board, to increase these programs, make sure the curriculum is great. So we have some symposiums ready to go in January with life science people from Cambridge coming in. The CEO, Bob Coughlin from MassBio, is coming in. He'll facilitate it. And I want the staff to really think about where we need to go in the future with biotechnology. So pretty exciting.
Yeah. And in speaking with Ron Yakabuchi over at the Quincy Career Center, he's really looking forward to a partnership with Quincy College. A lot of folks who have found themselves out of work because of this pandemic are going to need new skills, new job skills, new life skills to start a new career. He sees Quincy College as a prime way to do that.
Yeah, we've met several times with Mass Hire, and Ron has been extraordinary. And so is Bob Sarasoli, who's there. He's there part-time, but they understand that Quincy College should be and will be their real great partner. They have other people that they have to deal with, and we get that, but we want to be their primary source. So our workforce development, again, that's a source of revenue for us. But we have a ton of partners that we're dealing with, and I think that Kate Lopke here deals with workforce development. And we deal with Mass Hire. Mass Hire is really part of our team. Any meetings that we have in regard to workforce development, reaching out to partners, offering our service to them. Mass Hire is the first person that we talk to. They're excellent. They do a great job.
Yeah, so many folks, especially in the hospitality industry.
Yeah, working with Dunkin' Donuts now, Chick-fil-A. So that type of company that they're hiring people that need that customer service piece, plus a lot of students that may need computer support. Students may need that type of support with customer service, with English language. So there's a ton of opportunity out there. That's why Mass Hire is really such a great partner.
Sure. How has the college been able to deal with the athletic programs, Rick, during time? I mean, yeah, I know a lot of it gets just pushed on the back burner.
Yeah, like the whole state, So basketball should begin. Right now we're planning it to be mid-January, basketball. Okay. Yeah, and I think Jack Raymer, who you may know, from years past, took on this job as athletic director part-time, and he's really done an excellent job. It's almost like he's in my office, hey, Jack, enough, but he wants to keep going, and he's really thinking about the budget. All the time, but these students that come in are students that may not have come to Quincy College. They may have gone to another school for athletics. So he's dealing with a baseball program, a girls basketball program, a cross country program, and it's a part of student life here that's really necessary because we're not in a campus sort of situation. So having these extensions to their student life in Quincy College benefits the students, but it also benefits the college as well. So we're very appreciative of where we're going with that. And COVID, has, like everything else, it's a significant hurdle and obstacle. But I think we're doing very well, and I think we're going to continue on that course. And again, with the city, making sure that we have fields and all that sort of stuff. And I think with basketball, with gymnasiums, the school system has been very, very good. The mayor has been very, very supportive in a lot of ways. So we're lucky to had this college live in Quincy. It's just been such a viable part since, 58, 59. You weren't born then, Joe, I know, but so it really is a part. It's a municipal college. It's the only one in the country, and I think this partnership is extraordinary. We just have to keep it going.
Yeah, well, as you're well aware, the mayor has suggested a brand new home for you across the street in the Monroe building. Yeah. Any update on that?
No, I've talked to the mayor about that. No, let me rephrase that. The mayor has chatted with me about that, and he's very, very excited about it. And I don't know what the timeline would be, especially with COVID, with everything going on, but he is very, very anxious to get things going, as he is anxious with every project that he has, on his plate.
Yeah, just a bit going on, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the situation at the Plymouth campus, Rick? Is the status quo there as well?
Yeah, it is. Nursing people nursing program is alive and well at Plymouth. The PTA, the physical therapy assistant program is down there. That's really it for now because everyone else would be online. So it's a quiet place right now, but when we talk about some of the things we talked about I met with the Plymouth superintendent, assistant superintendent a couple of weeks ago to get them going on a dual enrollment and then to do the same things, dual enrollment, pathways, early college, high school, and then to have a baccalaureate program there as well. So we're working with the town. They have a tremendous need for physical therapy assistants. They have even aquaculture, looking at clam beds, oyster beds, all that sort of stuff where they have the bogs down there with cranberry, so there's a lot of aquaculture going on. So we're looking to see, is there an interest for a student body to begin that? It's a certificate program, but again, immediate employment right after that. So that's the kind of uniqueness Plymouth offers, but it's a beautiful campus. It really is. And our enrollment there, we're going from maybe about 360 down to about 330. So it hasn't taken a significant hit, but the enrollment in Plymouth, the student enrollment in Plymouth has gone down a bit. So it's maybe somewhat reflective of that. But Plymouth has really, I think it's got tremendous merit, and we need to keep that enrollment where it is and then to begin to offer some unique programs.
I know over the summertime you offered, I think it was a $300 credit for Quincy residents to take. Did that help?
Yeah, it helped greatly. It's funny because we did the budget and then we say, we gave all this money. Oh my gosh, we gave all this money. Bottom line is these students take more credits. So you make it up as you go. So you have to invest in that. But that worked tremendously. I don't know if we'll do that working towards the spring. But the enrollment team will let me know as early as Monday what we do, what our strategy will be in regard to marketing, and then in regard to the whole revenue piece and what we should do and what we should not do.
Yeah, I know you have kind of open enrollment. Is that still the case?
Yeah, open access. Yeah, which is great. But I think when you do that, you get a really broad range of students. So what we need to do is build again incrementally so we have enough advising people, admissions people, that really get to know our students that are coming in and make sure that they understand that we're small. You're going to be valued here. You're going to, whatever you do here, you'll be successful, right away. So I think that's the piece that's probably so very, very important. We can offer scholarships and do all these things. The students come in and need to understand that we work for them. That's the kind of the difference here. They need to know that, whatever we say we're going to do and even more. So.
Nice. Anything else we should add right now, do you think, Rick?
No, I think, the best thing about this college is its mission that, we're here for all students. And I think being where we are, I think we need to increase our communication outside of Quincy, but even inside of Quincy to make sure our students understand that, yes, we're affordable. Yes, there's academic rigor. Yes, there are great programs, but you're going to be valued right here more than you will in any other school you go to. We're going to know your name and we're going to make sure we connect with you and we're going to make sure that we're going to be supportive of you. And you're going to graduate and you're going to do very, very well, whether you stay, after you get an associate's degree or you go on to baccalaureate degree. We hope to take care of you here. If not, we'll make sure we have articulation agreements to take care of you so you have a great future. And that light at the end of the tunnel is incredibly bright. So, yeah.
Good way to end it. Please let us know if you hear about that State Street grant. We'd love to let folks know.
I will let you know immediately because you may hear me screaming.
With joy, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. I should have said that. Yes. Yeah. But I will let you know. Maybe I can come on and talk about that when we do get that. Okay.
Absolutely. I would love to get the relationship, the good relationship we have with you with the Quincy Public Schools now in your new role for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Joe. All right. And stay healthy.
You too. Yes. QuincyCollege.edu, by the way, is your website. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Rick. Good to see you.
All right. Always a pleasure. Thanks for everything you do.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Recapping the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Increasing cloudiness, blustery but mild with highs in the mid-50s. Tonight, the rain and the wind moves in. Later, lows will drop off into the lower 40s, and the nor'easter continues through the day tomorrow with wind and rain. It'll flip over to wet snow by tomorrow night. Could leave a couple inches of a slushy accumulation, and it'll exit quickly. Sunday will turn mostly sunny with highs only in the upper 30s, and about the same for Monday. A few more clouds, highs in the upper 30s. Thanks again to Rick DeCristofaro for joining us today. Thank you to our crew. Thank you for watching. On Monday, we'll chat with Lauren Rexford of Quincy Community Action Programs. Reminder, do please participate in the Quincy COVID Memories Project. Share your life experiences here in Quincy during the pandemic. Go to quincyculturalmemory.com, or you can send your submissions to the Thomas Crane Library, attention local history, 40 Washington Street, Quincy, 02169. And don't forget to check out our website. Go to QATV.org. You'll find all of our latest programs, news and information, video on demand, live streaming. You'll find now classic football games and even Christmas parades of years past. For all of us here at Quincy Access Television, I'm Joe Catalano. Please stay safe.